We're going to take a look at the problem with the posters flyers item in the product list. So if I'm on the main page here, the front page, the home page, and I'm going to go and look at the product list and down to where it says posters flyers. If I hover over posters, you'll notice that there is a area here called the status area, and in that status area you will notice that it says it is linking to JSDesigns.com/index.php/7-posters. So that's the article that it's going to be looking for. If I go to flyers, you'll notice there's no link at all. So we want to fix that so that it's pointing to the new article called posters flyers. So if I come over to my back end, and I can either click on the home here because we use it often, or I can go to my article manager there, or I can go to my article manager under content. Any of those areas will get me to my article manager. Instead of hunting through this list for what I want, I'm just going to type in home and hit the enter key, which will actually show me the home item in the article manager, and that's what we're going to be opening. So here we are in the article manager, and now I see the items here. You'll notice that even here when I hover over it, it shows the link, and if I click on it, it actually shows these chain links up here. There's one to break it and there's one to create it. But if I do flyers, it doesn't show anything. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and break this link so it's no longer pointing to any particular area, so that I can highlight the entire line and send that entire line to wherever I want it to go. Now before we do that, let's go back and take a look at our articles for flyers, and I just typed flyers in the search bar and searched for it, and this is what I came up with. So I've got two articles. I've got, because this used to be two separate articles, there was flyers and there was posters, but now I've got flyers and flyers posters. Well, we're not going to be using this flyers anymore, so one thing I'm going to do here, I could delete it, but for now I'm just going to turn it off. Okay, so now I still see them, but this one has an X in it, which means it's not published. And then my flyers posters, which is the one that we're interested in. So I'm going to open it up for just a moment, see what's in it, make sure it's the one that I want. It is. Now the alias to this only says posters because originally that's what it was. Now we don't have to change this for functional reasons, but just for clarity, I like to keep things consistent. So I'm going to call this posters flyers now, and I'm going to save and close that. Then I'm going to go back to my home page that I was working on. Make sure that I have posters and flyers both selected, so the entire line is selected. I'm going to go to my chain link. The break the chain link is no longer here because it doesn't have a link there, but we're going to create one now, and this is going to bring up our link dialog box. And in the link dialog box, I don't have to remember that long URL. I can just come down under here and select my content, select uncategorized because that's where it happens to be, and look until I find flyers/posters, and then it also shows my alias that I just put in there called posters flyers. So I'm going to select that. As soon as I click it, you'll notice that the long URL shows up here telling it exactly where it needs to go. There is one other option that you may want from time to time when you're creating links, and that's this target. If I select it, I have the ability to open in a new window. So if I don't want them to leave the page they're on, I want to open a new tab or a new window, I can select this open in new window. In our case, we actually want the page to change, so I'm going to not set that. I'm simply going to click on insert, and it actually put in a little more than I intended it to, so I'm going to take that out. You'll notice that the break link icon is now available. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and then I'm going to go, once I know that it's completed the saving, I'm going to go back to my front end. I'm going to refresh the page so that it updates the links. And now you'll notice that when I come down to posters, flyers, the entire line gets underlined instead of just the first part of it. And my status is now showing posters, flyers, which is the new name or the new alias I created for that article. And if I click on it, then if all is well, and it is, we see our posters and flyers. Hope this helps.